All right, guys, let's talk about a serious issue in the Mopar community, right? Up badging. Does it bother you? Do you care? Do you hate it? Do you love it? I drive a ScatPack Charger wide body, right? 392. Under the hood of my car, my engine literally says powered by SRT. My Uconnect says SRT. I've got a button that says SRT modes. When I start up my car, it says SRT on the front. When I take my car to Dodge and get my oil change and tires rotated, it literally says Dodge Charger SRT 8, right? By all intents and purposes, I can call this an SRT if I want to, right? I just don't have the badges. Same engine as the old Charger SRTs in 2015. I just don't have the badges, right? For you guys that own Hellcats, if your Hellcat is 707 or 717 horsepower, if you modify it and you make it 797 plus horsepower, can you call it a red eye at that point? Can you go out and get you some red eye badges? Does that bother you if you see a car that's originally a basic or a plain Hellcat, now it's got red eye badges on it, but it's doing 800 plus horsepower? Technically, it's a red eye. The only thing that separates a red eye from a regular Hellcat is 80 horsepower and a bigger supercharger and a bigger airbox and some emblems. All of that can be changed with a couple $100. And now I got a red eye. Does up badging bother you? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video, man. So you can tell I'm in a car that makes this a car vlog. You don't know how it's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. I've got car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you are in the right place. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So forgive me, I just left the gym, so you boys are a little frazzled looking or whatever the case may be. But we're gonna go ahead and knock this video out, man. So up badging. Every Mopar page on Instagram, every Mopar page on TikTok, people going back and forth. Scat packs are not SRTs. SRTs are not scat packs. Most recent one, Daytonas are not scat packs. Daytonas have the exact same engine. They have all of the configurations of a regular scat pack, but Daytona owners refuse to call themselves scat pack owners, right? So here it is, scat pack, Daytona, SRT. Daytona owners can't call themselves SRT owners because they don't have the SRT badges. Scat Pack owners obviously can't call themselves Daytona owners because we don't have the badges and the stripes and the graphics and all that stuff. And neither one of these two down here can call themselves SRT owners because our cars don't come with SRT badges like they used to in 2015. Does all of that matter to you? And then we'll talk about the Hellcats in a minute, but does all of that matter to you? Me personally, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? A 392 is a 392. I think a 392 is a better general description for our cars than Scat Packs, Daytonas, and SRTs, right? Because all of our cars have the same 392 engine. They all have the same, Brembo brakes. If I'm not mistaken, the Scat Pack wide bodies, mine comes with 6-piston, which is the biggest ones. That's the ones that you'll find on the SRTs and the Hellcats. It comes with the suspension kit, all that stuff, dampening, suspension, flat bottom steering wheel. What else? SRT mode pages, all of that stuff. Literally the same as an old SRT 2015, right? Charger. Daytonas, if I'm not mistaken, they come with similar packages. I believe theirs come with SRT mode. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm, speculating. SRT mode. 6-piston Brembos, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But of course, the Daytonas, the Daytona Chargers don't come in wide body. Daytonas have the graphics package, which neither one of the SRT or the Scat Packs have. So the Daytonas are separate. Daytona owners will get mad if you call this shit a Scat Pack, right? I've got a couple guys in my car club that are Daytonas, and if you call this shit a Scat, they will correct you. They will check you on that. I've got one guy in the car club, he's got an SRT 392, and if you call his car a Scat, he will check you on that too. So the Scat Pack guys, for some reason, we're at the bottom, even though we have the same everything as the other two. Same engine, same suspension, same transmission, same everything, except we have wide bodies. Daytonas don't have wide bodies. SRTs don't have wide bodies. The SRT 392, they stopped making that in what, 2017, 2018? Way before the wide body even dropped. Daytonas don't come in wide body, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Charger Daytonas do not come in wide bodies. except for the Hellcat. And, you know, that's the old 2020 Dodge Charger Hellcat Daytona. That was the anniversary edition or whatever. But as far as 392s are concerned, you either get a slim body Daytona or wide body Scat Pack. Scat Packs are normally the cheaper of the three because it's the Scat Pack model. I guess you could call it the bottom of the three model. Like, it's not the premium graphics and SRT model or whatever. Scats have always been the cheapest of the three. But like I said, Scats come in a wide body, right? Daytonas do not. SRT 392s do not. Me personally, I want a wide body. You can keep the emblems, you can keep the graphics. I can buy all that shit off of eBay. I want the wide body. I want those fat tires. I want the wide body fender flares. I want all that. Are you the type of guy that takes that stuff seriously? You know, if you drive a Daytona and somebody calls you a Scat, are you going to check them? You drive a SRT and somebody calls you a Scat, are you going to check them? Like I said, I know guys that take that stuff very seriously. I don't know why. We got the same performance, same engine. Under the hood of my car, it literally says powered by SRT. When I turn on my car, my Uconnect says SRT modes. When I click on that SRT modes button, I get the same layout as an SRT 392 or Daytona. The 2020s no longer say SRT mode for the physical buttons. It just says drive modes. But of course, when you click drive modes, it takes you into your SRT modes. Everything about my car is SRT, except the fact that I don't have the emblems. I've got the flat bottom steering wheel, got the 6-piston Brembos, wide body kit, which SRTs don't have. I got the suspension, transmission, all that stuff. I just don't have the emblems. Could I call my car an SRT? And if I do, am I in the wrong? I know a lot of people that will call their cars SRT. As a matter of fact, I had on my Instagram page, and I'll post this right now, this company reached out to me and they wanted to do like the acrylic plaque of your car. You know, it's got a picture of your car and then it's got your title and then it's got like power, handling, acceleration, all that stuff. I called my car an SRT 392. And boy, when I say the comments on Instagram, they tore me up. They tore your boy up in the comments. It's not a SRT, it's a Scat. Scat Pack owners need to know their place. Scat Pack owners need to stop calling their cars SRT. It's not a SRT. You do not have the SRT emblems. It's not a SRT, it's a Scat. They tore me up. But my engine says powered by SRT, the same as yours. Same engine. We just don't have the same emblems and graphics package. Now, let's talk about the Hellcat owners. I own a Hellcat 707 horsepower, right? Or 717, right? Obviously, you know that the Hellcat, the regular Hellcats are just the silver Hellcat emblem, and then the front is just the SRT emblem, right? With the Hellcat head. If I own a 717 horsepower Hellcat, and I go out and I get the REDEYE supercharger, and I get the REDEYE airbox, and I get REDEYE emblems, and my car is putting down 790 plus horsepower, which is REDEYE territory, can I call my Hellcat a REDEYE at that point? It may not have come stock as a REDEYE, but I've got all REDEYE parts. I've got the REDEYE airbox, the REDEYE supercharger, REDEYE emblem. By all intents and purposes, I drive a REDEYE, right? Or no? If you're a REDEYE owner and you see somebody pull up on you and you see the emblems, you're like, oh, okay, you drive a REDEYE? And they're like, yeah, I drive a REDEYE. And then somehow or another, you find out that it used to be a Hellcat, or when they bought it, it was just the basic Hellcat, and they modified it, and now it's a REDEYE. Do you look at them differently? At the end of the day, power is power. Yours is 797, his is 800. Can he call it a REDEYE? He's got the same parts that you do, same emblem that you do, and the same power that you do. Can we call it a REDEYE? If my Scat Pack's got the same engine as yours, same suspension, same transmission, all of my gears and everything inside of my car says SRT, SRT everywhere. Even when I take my car to Dodge and I get the oil change and the tires rotated, on the line for make, model, and trim, they literally put 2020 Dodge Charger SRT 8. I don't know why they still put the SRT 8 there, because obviously that trim is dead and been dead, but they still call my car an SRT. This is coming from Dodge. I'm not making this up. I'm not going to Jiffy Lube. I'm not going to Jose and Hose B. I'm going to the Dodge Keffer dealership that I bought my car from. And they call it a 2020 Dodge Charger SRT8. Matter of fact, you don't believe me? I know you don't believe me. And that Dante, man, that Knockout 360, he capping. He is capping. There's no way that your Dodge dealership is calling your car a SRT. They know better. They know it's a Scat. Okay. Boom. See, I got paperwork. Where I bought my car from. Straight from Dodge. They call it an SRT. I'm going to start calling my ScatPack a SRT. I don't care. If Dodge calls it an SRT, I'm going to call it an SRT. I drive a Dodge Charger SRT. And so when you say that to the common person, they're like, oh, you drive a Hellcat? Well, technically no, but it's a Scat, it's a 392, but it's an SRT, right? So everybody's calling these cars SRTs, but if I call it an SRT as a Scat owner, I'm in the wrong. How do you feel about that? Do you think we should just accept it? I mean, listen, if I want to go to eBay and get me some SRT badges, I mean, it's an SRT. I love the ScatPack. I love the B. Personally, I like the B more than I do the SRT emblem, to be honest with you. But either way, I'm saying if I wanted to, technically I could. Are you the type of guy that sees stuff like that, an SRT on a Scat or a REDEYE on a regular Hellcat, and it makes you mad and you try to call them out? Because I've seen people do it on Instagram where they'll pull out their phone and they'll start videoing your stuff and put you on blast on the gram. Are you that kind of guy? Are you the other kind of guy that's like, you know what, it's your car, you paid for it, you can do whatever you want. If you want to put a VTEC badge on that motherfucker, you could, you know? Or you just don't give a damn. You don't care. Listen, it's your car. You do as you please. I don't care. I'm not that kind of guy. Me personally, I don't care. I'm going to look at you weird. Don't get me wrong. No, I'm not even that. In my head, it's like, something's off about that. Never seen a wide body SRT Charger, 392. But he's got SRT emblems on it. At first, it looked like a Hellcat from a distance because you guys know the only way that we can tell if it's a Hellcat or a Scat is by the hood. If you're behind it and you see the SRT badge, it's like, okay, that's a cat, it's a kitty. But then you get beside it and you see the 392. Then you get in front and you see the Scat hood. And then you get in the front and now you see the SRT emblem. What you thinking? Something's off? Shouldn't be off. It's a 392. You can call it an SRT if you want to. Is up badging a problem in the Mopar community? Because I don't see this with anybody else. I don't see 5.0 owners calling out, what the hell is even under a 5.0? The V6 Mustang. I can't even think of what the emblems are. That's how irrelevant they are to me. But V6 Mustang. I don't see 5.0 owners calling out V6 Mustangs. I don't see Chevy SS owners calling out Chevy, what is it, 2SS owners? 2SS, right? Or SS owners calling out ZL1 or ZL1 calling out SS owners. Only in the Mopar community is that a thing where if you are not repping the brand and the emblem and the make and trim that your car came with when you bought it, you are false claiming, you faking, you capping. If your car did not come with SRT badges and you decide to put SRT badges on there, that's a fake Mopar. That's a fake SRT. Fake Hellcat REDEYE. Fake SRT Charger. That's a Scat, not a SRT. That's a Scat, not a Daytona. That's a Scat, not a SRT 392. Like I said, Daytona owners don't play. Daytona owners don't get enough attention because of just how big Scats are, you know? But Daytona owners are like that antisocial group. Like they will separate themselves from everybody else. And they'll let you know, oh, this is a Daytona, not a Scat. It's a 392 on the side. Yeah, but it's a Daytona. Okay, well, my bad, brother. You know, I don't want no smoke. It's a Daytona. That's right, get it right. You know, we need to be talking more about Daytona owners because they will separate themselves. We got a couple guys in our car club. They will check you, you know, and let you know, oh, no, this is a Daytona, not a Scat. It's a 392? Well, yeah, it's a 392, but it's a Daytona, not a Scat, though. So ScatPack guys, we get no love. We're literally the bottom of the bottom, even though we got everything that the other two have and more with the wide body. Talk to your boy, man. How do you feel about it? Like I said, which group are you? Are you the guy that's OCD about it? You know what I'm saying? You OD about it? You gonna call somebody out? You gonna check somebody? You know what I'm saying? Where your colors at? You got the wrong colors on, bruh. You know? Are you on the other side where it's like, you know what? I really don't care. It's your car. You do whatever you want. What kind of guy are you, man? Can I call? Let me end with this. Can I call my ScatPack Charger a SRT Charger? Because I have everything that the SRTs have and more. I'm going to leave you with that. See you guys in the next one. Peace.